Hello and welcome to BirdSport, the podcast where we discuss watching birds as a sport. Today, we'll be discussing tips for scoping winter birds in dangerously cold temperatures. BirdSport is brought to you by Blackburnian Coffee, organic, fair trade, women-owned, fresh, locally micro-batch roasted coffee from Cleveland, Ohio. It's like waking up to a wood-burning fire, a gentle pan flute, and a foot massage in the morning, but for the adenosine receptors in your brain. BlackburnianCoffee.com. Before we get to birds, I need to ask you kind of a personal question. Are you having trouble with saggy socks? Cinch Paw sock belts are now offering 16 different belt and buckle combinations for tethering your tube socks in place with style, no matter the occasion. From schwanky corporate gatherings to late night drive-through taco runs, choose Cinch Paw sock belts for total heel coverage that lasts. Thank you for showing your bird sportsmanship by heading on over to Patreon and setting up your credit card to make large recurring donations in the US dollar to compensate us for our hard work. If it weren't for generous donors like you, yes, you, we'd quit tomorrow. Donors at the $5 a month tier are now receiving exclusive ad-free versions of all of our shows. Reinsheimer Family Practice is proud to sponsor BirdSport. Reinsheimer's weekly and bi-weekly family practice programs offer direct, hands-on skills development and real-life simulation drills to prepare you to excel as a member of your family. Whether you're a wife, husband, daughter, son, uncle, niece, nephew, sister, brother, cousin, or aunt, you could use a little practice. Reinsheimer's Family Member Training Program will help you find your sweet spot when relating to other people who share your blood. Choose Reinsheimer Family Practice and tend to your branch on the family tree. Spring is around the corner, but if you're like me, it's gonna take a good bit of time for your cold, hard heart to thaw. But check this out. My buddies over at Sunnlamp have partnered with laser broiled tanning beds to create a new product, the Lazy Laser Body Capsule, which will literally infuse every pore of your epidermis with sustained, articulate, transcendent, rich, and radiant gratitude. If you purchase Lazy Laser Body Capsule today, you'll receive a bonus lazy lamp and a self-efficacy bulb at retail cost. Use the promo code FINALLY, the positive outlook on life I've been failing to cultivate at www.bzym-kxhj-mood.deals for a chance to win the double broiler upgrade. Allow me to give a little update on Uncle Horace. You know, the one from our former sponsor, Uncle Horace's Fix-A-Fence. After receiving all your angry letters and mine, Uncle Horace himself thought it prudent to respond directly to me with a phone call. I didn't recognize the number, so I picked it up, just in case it was my barricade buster having trouble. And this Uncle Horace guy tries taking the high road. He went on and on saying he's a big fan of BirdSport, and that my content really adds value to the world, and that he looks forward to the release of every new episode, and that there must have just been some sort of miscommunication. Well, I'm seeing right through his flattery. And it's a good thing because of what he said next. He goes on a little more about how much BirdSport means to him and really enhances his life and points him toward meaningful products and really ups his birding game. But then the guy turns in an instant and starts blaming me for his garbage product. He does it real timidly too and poses his finger pointing as a question. Do you think that there may be the slight possibility that in your excitement to add additional backyard privacy, you may have overlooked the instruction to shake well before using? And that's where I hung up the phone. Get out of here with your accusations, Uncle Horace. And you can keep your beautifully designed bottles of emotional devastation as well. Please, keep writing angry letters to Uncle Horace. He has not received our message quite yet. Do you hear that? Out my window next to Blaine's Purple Pizza, I can hear people exclaiming loudly and adoringly with eeks of oohs and ahs. And I know that can only mean one thing. Alice's Cat Palaces must be open! Stop by today and see the formerly unimagined possibilities of treating your little purring princess like the noble creature she is. Please bring proof of mortgage pre-approval and a licensed realtor to your showing. Well, let's talk the sport of birding straight away. To real birders, there are not 4 seasons. There are days. 365 days of the year, and every single one of them carries with it possibilities of spotting birds that will leave them shaking with adrenaline for the rest of the year. Well, depending on where you live or where you're traveling, some of those days are going to be straight up miserable. Where I'm at in Cleveland, December north winds coming off of Lake Erie can bite pretty hard into the skin, cause your eyes to drip tears and those tears to freeze. The cold can creep into your boots and paralyze your fingers and cause uncontrollable vibrations from deep within your bones if you're not adequately prepared. My first advice is to purchase a hunting bib from your local blacklight party enthusiast. Blacklight party enthusiasts love the blaze orange hunting pants because they'll bring a whole house down with their violent luminescence. The luminescence is really just a side benefit, providing that little bit of extra sunbeam you need to nail down diagnostic features on distantly passing waterfowl a mile out. The real advantage of hunting pants is warmth. While the rest of the competition, birding community, is out there stomping blood back into their appendages, you'll be casually listing high counts and lifers in the comfort of your 98.6 degrees of self-generated heat. My second advice is Magno Orb. Magno Orb is a mind-blasting breakthrough in birding technology. This 8-foot airtight temperature-regulated orb serves as an indoor while outdoor experience, but also, and here's the best part, is a giant magnifying glass. The Magno Orb gives you a 360-degree head-to-toe zoom experience that bins and scopes cannot even compete with. Magno Orb comes in 8x, 10x, 20x, 50x, and 70x zoom options, and I'd suggest you buy them all. In just a minute, we're going to hear a song about the difficulties and the nuances of gull identification from Chuck Will of So Long Scoterville, who's waiting patiently across the hall in Tasty Toasty Studio number 4. But first... Yo, it's now or never, bro. I can't sit here all day. I was supposed to play like 20 minutes ago. Chuck, you did this to me last time. I've got one more ad, and then you can play your song, alright? Show a little respect for the process. But before we hear that song, I have to tell you about last night. Last night, I received an exclusive invitation from Ridgestone Fire Candlelight Pictures. I'm out of here, bro. to the opening night of what is absolutely my new favorite rom-com, Two Halves Make a Black Hole, starring Patricia Gladwell and the one and only Anton Smack. If you're in love, have felt nostalgic feelings towards love, or have felt the deep pulsing throbs of disillusionment, you are really going to eat this up. In this easygoing homage to the all-too-familiar disintegration of doomed-from-the-start relationships, main characters Amber and Lance can feel the force of intense romantic attraction between them grow dangerously strong. As these two self-confident individuals find themselves in increasingly overtly flirtatious situations, the force of their surface-level attraction becomes too powerful for the fragile parapets upholding time and space to withstand, tearing open a black hole between them, which instantaneously swallows their endearingly behind-the-times small town of Dalyville, Wisconsin. This naive young couple find themselves in the predicament of an infinite freefall into nothingness, with eternity to discover why their attraction that broke reality as we know it was both deceptive and fleeting. And that's all before the opening credits. The real artistic value here is that this 430-minute film also makes you feel like you're falling into the dark, meaningless nothingness too. In fact, since waking up this morning, that feeling still hasn't left me. I guarantee you'll like it as much as I did. Now in theaters everywhere. So no Chuck. Yeah, so Chuck left, but I found his lyrics in the studio. I guess at least I could read you the lyrics. So he said this is a song about the nuances of gull identification and how frustrating that can be, or something like that. All right, here we go. Sometimes you're so California, but now you're icy and cruel. And I can't tell if you're laughing at me, knowing that I'll always just be guessing with you. Oh, I get it, like California gull, Iceland gull, laughing gull. That's pretty good, Chuck. You try on all these new colors. I'm watching every phase. You call them signs of maturity, but I'm not sure that I can keep up with every new face. That's funny too. All those gulls are always changing their feathers. First cycle, second cycle, third cycle, fourth cycle, breeding plumages, spring plumages, winter and the ratty ones. That's pretty good, Chuck. I just want to know who you really are, but you hide behind your nuances and always keep your distance. I just want to know who you really are, but you're always in a hurry. All I've got are blurry pictures. I just want to know who you are. Just trying to know who you are. And then it says, if you can't show me any form or shape or any other diagnostic trait, I'll drown. I'll drown in all your... And then it says, if you can't show me any form or shape or any other diagnostic trait, I'll drown in all your subtleties and leave you to your mysteries and finally let you go and be whoever it is you are. Wow, Chuck, that was really good. I wish you would have stayed. I'd like to hear that sung sometime. Syrinx is brought to you by Bland Canyon, the Citizens Against Germs in Your Mortgage, the Dane County Listers, Kyle and Rector's Style Inspectors, Valentina's Rich and Creamy Alligator Repellent, Tinky Truffles, Psychology, and Mice, cute in the field, gross in your hamper. Well, that's our show. It wouldn't have been possible without help from The Edible Hanky. The Edible Hanky will shift your whole paradigm of what it means to wipe food off your face. At what point did the delicious food on your fork morph into something that must be disposed of the traditional way? The edible hanky says it never did. Rather than treating the food on your face as a problem to solve, why not embrace it as an opportunity? Stop thinking of it as wiping and start thinking of it as dipping. With the edible hanky, now in sweet, savory, spicy, and fishy flavors. BirdSport is brought to you by 9 Springs Natural Nut Bars, Al's Pheasant Brunch, Mr. Nelson, Crazy Brazy's Charcoal Toothpaste, Stricker's Boa Constrictors, Shoveler's Floor Sinks, and Picnic Point, your #1 destination for a killer blind date. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, and hide interconnected Bluetooth speakers all over the library and blast BirdSport all at once. I'll see you next time. Until then, make sure you buy waterspout insurance and sit in a Stutzman's extra long papasan until you fall asleep way before your bedtime.